What up, this is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of Cowboys and Aliens. Ooh, excuse me. Whew. What I meant to say was, here's my review of Chaos Walking. Hey, before you watch my review, please subscribe to my channel, press that like button, and ring that bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. And if you would like to help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this. I wanted to like this movie so bad. I really did. And mainly because Chaos Walking is essentially a Western film, a sci-fi Western film. And I'm a huge fan of that genre. And that whole concept of being able to hear people's thoughts because their thoughts are literally out there, projecting visibly, circling their heads, is also an interesting spin. But overall, this movie is just pedestrian in its quality. Not only is the story generic, uninspired, and predictable, but also the action and the confrontations are excruciatingly mediocre, which baffles me really because this is directed by the same guy who gave you The Bourne Identity, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Edge of Tomorrow, but this is definitely not Doug Liman's best work. He dropped the ball big time on this one. Based on Patrick Ness's book, scripted by Patrick Ness and Christopher Ford, and directed by Doug Liman, in the not-too-distant future, Todd Hewitt discovers Viola, a mysterious girl who crash lands on his planet where all the women have disappeared and the men are afflicted by the noise, a force that puts all their thoughts on display. In this dangerous landscape, Viola's life is threatened, and as Todd vows to protect her, he will have to discover his own inner power and unlock the planet's dark secrets. Starring Daisy Ridley, Tom Holland, Mads Mikkelsen, Damian Bashir, Cynthia Erivo, Nick Jonas, Kurt Sutter, and David Oyelowo. I do have to give this movie some credit though for accidentally or unintentionally teasing Tom Holland's next movie, Uncharted, because there's a scene in Chaos Walking where Tom climbs in the same fashion as Nathan Drake does. So in a way, despite this film's many shortcomings, you at least get a taste or an accidental sneak peek of Tom as young Nathan Drake. Back to Chaos Walking itself. If you have seen as many Western flicks as I have, you can pretty much chart where this film's plot would go from one to the next. Daisy's character is a stranger in town, hunted by the mayor who thirsts for power. Tom's character is the goody two-shoes trying to get her to safety. All the while, David Oyelowo plays a crazy zealot who randomly and annoyingly just keeps showing up. So the McGovern is Daisy, or Viola I should say. It's a movie that we've seen a million times before, which shouldn't be a problem if it's executed properly, but they couldn't even be bothered to do that. It's like they're settling for the middle. They're settling for adequate. Many of its key supporting characters are also sidelined halfway through the story for whatever reason. As far as Tom and Daisy's performances go, color me not impressed. Daisy, most of the time, is just reacting to Tom, bewildered and taken aback. Her character Viola is one-dimensional. I didn't get much substance from her either. I think Tom is just fine as the lead, but part of me can't help but think that if they had cast someone older, it would have been more fitting, because Tom can pull off this film's humor and sobby moments, but everything else Nothing about him really stands out here. I suppose the visual effects for the outer thoughts are amusing. This is, after all, a world in which you don't need a lie detector because your mind cannot resist spilling the beans and it's out of your control. But that nifty little concept is not sustainable enough to make up for the fact that this movie in its entirety sorely lacks depth and vigor. Chaos Walking will end up as nothing more than an easily forgettable footnote in Tom and Daisy's career.